good afternoon, and we are bringing you commentary of Chelsea against Liverpool today from the FA Cup. I'm your alternative commentator, Russ Vernon, and you are listening to the Commentary Hub. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's FA Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool, and we'll start off with the nominated away side, which is Liverpool, and they have made 5 changes from the win over Aston Villa in mid-week. Out goes Matip, Tsimikas, Fabinho, Jones and Jota. In come Canate, Robertson, Henderson, Thiago Alcantara and Mohamed Salah. So Liverpool will line up with Alisson in goal, a back four from right to left of Alexander-Arnold, Canate, Van Dijk and Robertson. Keita, Henderson and Thiago Alcantara in midfield with Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz in attack. The bench for Liverpool is Kelleher, Milner, Firmino, Gomez, Jones, Jota, Tsimikas, Origi and Joel Matip. So there's only Fabinho not involved today. He misses out through an injury, according to Jurgen Klopp's pre-match press conference. As for Chelsea then, and they made one change from the midweek win over Leeds United. Thiago Silva comes in for Andreas Christensen. So Chelsea line with Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Rudiger at the back. James, Jorginho, Kovacic and Alonso in midfield. Mount and Pulisic behind Romelu Lukaku. On the bench is Kepa Arrizabalaga, N'Golo Kante, Timo Werner, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Hakim Ziyech, Cesar Azpilicueta, Kai Havertz and Malang Sarr. The officials is the referee Craig Pawson. He is from South Yorkshire. He's assisted by Dan Cook and Edward Smart. David Coote is the official VAR. In operation today is Paul Tierney, Simon Bennett, the assistant VAR, and Dan Robotham is the reserve official today. A very good afternoon to you all then. To Paul James, the FA Cup is out on the pitch, and also there's a replica there as well here ahead of kick-off for Wembley. I've just seen on the monitor here in our studio. Should be a good match today. Russ Vernon, as I said, is your match commentator today. Hello, very good evening, good afternoon, or good morning to you, depending where you are in the world this afternoon. We'll have a look in a moment and let you know how both of these teams got to this stage of the competition. But before we do that, it's time for Abide With Me. that was performed by the Be Positive Choir. We're almost ready to go for the FA Cup final then. And before we continue before we get ready for the national anthem of God Save the Queen in a few minutes' time, we will bring you tell you how both teams got to the final. So, in round 3, Chelsea beat Chesterfield by 5-1. Plymouth was in round 4 and they won them 2-1 after extra time. They then beat Luton away 3-2 in the 5th round. Quarterfinals were away to Middlesbrough and won 2-0. Semi-finals, they beat Crystal Palace 2-0. As for Liverpool's road to Wembley, they beat Shrewsbury 4-1 in the 3rd round. Cardiff 3-1 in the 4th round. The 5th round, Norwich City. And in the quarter-finals, they beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. And they beat Manchester City 3-2 in the semi-finals. The last FA Cup win for Chelsea was back in 2017-18 season when Chelsea won 1-0 in the final against Manchester United. As for Liverpool, their last victory in the FA Cup was back in the 2005-06 season when they beat West Ham on penalties for a 3-3 draw after extra time. Will we have extra time today, or will it be finished after 90 minutes? We'll soon find out and let you all know as the afternoon unfolds. At record then, and Chelsea have 65 wins, 43 draws, and there's been 83 Liverpool victories in the last 3 meetings, all in 2021-2022 campaign. It finished a draw on all 3 occasions. Back in August at Anfield, it finished 1-1 between Liverpool and Chelsea. Mohamed Salah and Kai Havertz with the goals in that game. As we've just lost pictures, we've got pictures back now on our monitors. As for Chelsea versus Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, he finished 2-2. Kovacic and Pulisic on target for Chelsea, Mane and Salah on target for Liverpool. And in the Carabao Cup final, it finished goalless, with Liverpool winning 11-10 on penalties. As we're now going to get ready for the national anthem, sung by Ray, which will be done very, very done now. Here we go. Just bear with me 1 second. That was brilliantly sung there by Ray, ahead of the 2021-2022 FA Cup final, the national anthems there as we get ready for kick-off. As Paul has actually said to us that it is his favourite moment of the cup final is the national anthem, and probably the Abide With Me as well. almost ready for kick-off. Then we'll go. They've just had a flag there, a Ukrainian flag. Let's said peace written across it. Let's have a look at the lineups in a few minutes again. We'll go through the lineups again if you're just joining us here. As for Chelsea's Mendy in goal, with Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger. First start of the campaign for Chalobah. Kovacic was forced off at Leeds on Wednesday and he's starting again today. And his same through and three is Ellen Rodgers Mount, Pulisic and Lukaku. Tevez is not involved due to an injury today. As for Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal. Konate is back and Andy Robertson are back in defence for Matip and Tomiskas. Fabinho's Anderson and Henderson returns and Thiago Alcantara and Naby Keita flanked by with Anderson and Salah, Mane and Diaz is a front three. Should hopefully see a few goals this afternoon. Going into early evening. Craig Pawson is your man in charge today for the FA Cup. I know we're just getting ready for the coin toss, which is being done in a second or so. We've just lost pictures. Again, we've got the pictures back now. As we get ready for kick-off in the FA Cup final, as we watch the final unfold this afternoon. Should be a good final today, and hopefully we will get a good final. Jorginho just having a word to himself. Chelsea are in their yellow strip today, with Liverpool in their traditional red. And Parsons' whistle will blow first for the players to take the knee, which they have done right now. And then they'll go through the all forms on going underway. Chelsea gets us underway. Romelu Lukaku gets us off and run away in the FA Cup finals on Saturday as the ball's up towards Alonso on its near side. He's broken towards the penalty area, given away as Nick Keita flicks the ball on. Here's Diaz. Back to Thiago Alcantara. Now Andy Robertson. Back it goes to Virgil van Dijk, which the ball forward for Liverpool to Mohamed Salah. Back in the side today is Salah. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Wonderful ball in field. Here's Naby Keita. Keita, back it goes to Konate, and Konate with possession. Here's Van Dijk, and now Liverpool trying to come forward over halfway with a wonderful ball looking from Thiago Alcantara, looking for Mohamed Salah, and it just runs out of play. And in the opening 50 seconds of the game is Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Good start to the match. Both teams looking to win the FA Cup for the first time in quite a while. Chelsea winning the more recent, back in 2017-18 season, as I mentioned, when they beat Manchester United. Liverpool last won it in the 2005-6 season when they beat West Ham United. As here's Alexander-Arnold for battling for possession, and Liverpool get a throw on towards Mane, but given away. Here's Jorginho, the Chelsea captain, and his ball's over the top looking for Romelu Lukaku. Is too much on that, and he goes through to the Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson, and now Van Dijk has possession for Liverpool. Should be a good match today. There's no your score predictions as we look to try and get those from you today. in the FA Cup final. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 in the opening 2 minutes of the match. Van Dijk. Here's Sadio Mane dropping back deep. He's had his own half to get possession, and now here's Thiago. A bit of play from Liverpool. Here's Diaz. Just barged off the ball there, Diaz. He wins a throw for his side. Nudged off the ball there by Jorginho. He was. Couldn't work out who he was at first. Who nudged him off the ball as Reece James heads the ball clear ball. Back forward, and here's Chalobah to Thiago Silva. Back now to Edouard Mendy, and Mendy will have possession. And that's a good cross-field ball. Flick Tom. Down the line is towards Lukaku. Lukaku can't get there, but Chelsea give the ball away as Alisson controls well on his knee twice, and then fetches it down on his right foot and finds Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Liverpool right back, as he will try and get the ball forward. There's no what you're doing today where you listen to our coverage, and there's no what your plans are for the rest of your Saturday. As here is Jorginho to Chalobah. Back it goes to Edouard Mendy. Gives away to Salah. Now okay to Salah again. Sadio Mane. On to Luis Diaz. He's had a penalty. Luis Diaz across, and oh my word. Thiago Alcantara couldn't get there. It was a cross in by Diaz. Trent Alexander-Arnold keeps the ball in play. Keeps the move alive for Liverpool. Ball back into his penalty. And Salah heads over. But Liverpool, good play and almost getting in for the opening goal of the game, and that is good play. And oh my word, that's a wonderful ball across, and couldn't pick out Thiago Alcantara. Did well guessing there, Thiago Alcantara, but couldn't get an end of it, and that's a wonderful ball in. Paul James, he says he's going for a 0-0 after his warped League Cup final predictions. Hopefully not, Paul. Hopefully we get goals this afternoon or morning for you, and as you are tuned in all the way from Canada, around the world, commentary today on the Commentary Hub as we bring you remote off-tube commentary of the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool, which is taking place at Wembley Stadium. And that's Thiago with the ball through. Picks out Luis Diaz. And Luis Diaz cuts inside. Finds Mohamed Salah now on this right hand side. Goes in Mohamed Salah. This shot is blocked for a corner. And Jorginho is down, ball whacked him in the face. And Salah runs straight across to him too. Check him in, then Craig Pawson comes across to have a look. And Jorginho is back up now. Helped back up there by two Liverpool players. Salah was one of them. Couldn't quite see who the other was. It was Sadio Mane who helped him back up, but they won't be helping him anymore, as they look to try and give Liverpool the edge in the FA Cup finals. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take the corner. It goes towards the back post, headed away there by Lukaku. And now he breaks for Thiago. Down the line he goes to Alexander-Arnold, trying to flick the ball into the path of Salah, and Salah just gets behind Jorginho almost, but Jorginho watched that behind for a goal kick to Chelsea. Rudiger gives him a pat on the back for that. Craig Pawson from my neck of the woods in South Yorkshire. He's in charge of this match today, the FA Cup, as that ball is flicked on by Lukaku, looking for Mason Mount, but Robertson gets the ball back from Alisson after playing it to Alisson, and now Robertson over halfway into Sadio Mane as Liverpool will come forward. He's got K2 inside him in front of him. He goes for Luis Diaz instead. Luis Diaz round the back, pulls it back across, can't pick out Salah to Edison's there. Is Alexander Arnold. Liverpool on top in the opening 7 or so minutes. Alexander Arnold whips the ball in towards the back post, and James is there to nod him to the back to his goalkeeper and Mendy and just take a bit of pressure out of that attack as Chelsea and Liverpool try and go for the goal. It's onside there. May just been offside there from Diaz if that had gone in. And now here's Reece James up and over halfway. Thomas Tuchel in his pre-match press conference, pre-match media chat said Chelsea will win today because they're playing in yellow. We'll see if that turns out to be the case and whether they do end up winning in the end. Keita finds Alexander Arnold, and wonderful ball from Alexander Arnold from Luis Diaz. He's got Salah in behind. Diaz is in. Shot saved. Cleared away. Comes out now to Naby Keita. And wide. And Chelsea are living a charm life for the moment. And so it's their goal. Liverpool on top in the opening 8 minutes or so. It's opening those 8.5 minutes. It's still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Brilliant ball through from Trent to find Diaz. And a fantastic save from Edouard Mendy to keep Chelsea in the 70 by his foot. And then Chalobah does well to race back and clear off the line to deny Mo Salah a simple tapping as Liverpool try and get the early goal in the game. It's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 in the FA Cup final. Here on the commentary up there, being your alternative of Jubilee commentary on this FA Cup final. Hopefully you enjoy our coverage. Do get involved like Paul has. Let us know where you're tuned in from and what you're doing this afternoon. We'll let you know the result of Nottingham Forest against Sheffield United in a moment or so. Let you know how they're getting on in their Championship playoff semi-final first leg at Bramall Lane. Currently Sheffield United 1, Nottingham Forest 2. Sanderberger for Sheffield United after Forest racing to a 2-goal lead thanks to Jack Colback and Brennan Johnson. Still 2-1 to Nottingham Forest at Bramall Lane. Paul says he is off to work after this game. Hopefully the work goes well, Paul, for you. This afternoon is 10 minutes gone. It's still goalless. Not really missed much as I've been keeping you abreast on what's happening in the Championship playoff at Bramall Lane between Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest. Is Edouard Mendy's goal kick. Looking for the Lukaku flicks on, looking towards Pulisic, and Canate heads away to Alexander Arnold. And Mane is picking up too much space for Liverpool so far as Mendy clears away. Headed forward by James onto Mount. They won't stick with him and Liverpool have the ball back. And he's back to their goalkeeper Ellison as they will try and build again from the bad Liverpool. Here is Van Dijk forward to Henderson. Here's Alexander Arnold. Here is Henderson. Wonderful flip by Thiago Alcantara. And James is back to do the defending. And Chalobah now to Thiago Silva. Back to Chalobah again. And Chelsea just need to do a spell of possession and just taking a bit of time, knocking the ball around, making sure they don't have that much momentum as they had in the early stages. As Alonso will come forward now for Chelsea on this left-hand side. His ball in is headed away by Van Dijk. And now Thiago finds Keita. Now Mane, wonderful ball in from Mane to Diaz. Flies in the box. Diaz is still going. Diaz block his shot by James. Comes out to Andy Robertson. Robertson towards the back post. Now Keita's it back. Briggs for Alexander Arnold. This penalty. Alexander Arnold goes for goal. His shot is blocked by Jorginho and he's out for Liverpool throwing. And he's in front of the end where the Chelsea fans are ousted here at Wembley. 0-0. Referee wants the throw to be taken again because there was 2 balls on the pitch. So the throw will be retaken. So Liverpool still in possession with a chance to put pressure on that Chelsea back line. And Arnold into Mane. And Mane wins a corner for Liverpool. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary, the Commentary Hub. When I visit our Facebook page, the best way to follow the Commentary Hub, go to facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Liverpool will get a corner then. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take. In towards the penalty area, cleared away by Lukaku. Trent takes the throw quickly. Mane flicked it towards the back post, where Van Dijk's lurking. He now begs for Keita, whose shot is blocked by Mount. Reece James is by there to defend, and then it comes off Keita behind for a goal kick. To Chelsea, and Chelsea will have a sigh of relief and another break in play. We'll keep you, of course, what's happening in the Championship playoff. It's full-time whistle is blown a couple of minutes ago. Sheffield United 1, Nottingham Forest 2 is a full-time scoreline there. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. In the FA Cup final. 14.5 minutes Sconia. And Henderson over the top looking for Diaz, who's had plenty of the ball so far. He's got so much room, but he's just gone offside that time, and the flag's gone up straight away this time. And they've not waited for the attack to come to an end, which you'll be pleased to hear there, Paul, as that's something that we have moaned about plenty of times in the FA Cup. Well, in the season, should I say, on the commentary of the flag going up very, very late, especially when VAR is in operation today as well, with Paul Tini, the man on VAR duty. Simon Bennett, his assistant today. Is Mount. James to Chalobah. Thiago Silva picks out Alonso with a superb pass. Here's Alonso forward for Christian Pulisic. Wonderful bit of play. Jorginho to Rudiger. Thiago Silva. Reece James. In towards the penalty to Lukaku. Breaks off his arm. And Pulisic is wide! Handball was given by Craig Paulson, and he was handballed by Romelu Lukaku. One of the goal scorers in Leeds in midweek for Chelsea. Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic the others. He just bounces up off his arm as that ball comes in. It's definitely a handball, his arm's out. So the referee, Craig Paulson, was right to give that as an handball. Here's Chelsea coming forward again. There's a foul there on Kovacic. And referee by Thiago Alcantara, giving away the free kick. He said he got the ball there. Let's see if he does. No, doesn't get the ball. Definite free kick. And you can clearly see he doesn't get the ball there. I'm surprised he's not been booked. Thiago Alcantara. This is Chelsea's first real attempt on goal, and will they profit from this? Will it be Reece James or Marcus Alonso to take over on the right hand side? It is Alonso with the free kick in, and is saved by Alisson. And now Sadio Mane's in there against Marcus Alonso. And Marcus Alonso does well to clear it away from Mohamed Salah there as Liverpool try to get back in the ascendancy. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold to take Liverpool throwing into Henderson. And it's Alexander-Arnold. It's Mane, ball across, can't pick out a teammate. James under pressure from Diaz. Back he goes to Shalabah and now Kovacic. And Chelsea can clear up towards Lukaku as Konate wins it back. But then Chelsea win it back again, but he's giving a free kick away as the Chelsea defender. And Liverpool will have a free kick. Jorginho being spoken to by Craig Pawson. 5 attempts to Liverpool, none for Chelsea just yet. 1 on target for Liverpool as well. 0-0. And a very good match so far. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Henderson over the top looking for Sadio Mane. And Mane's in behind. Mendy's there. Coming race now to head away. Keita wins the header. Thiago. And Keita gives away a free kick there according to Craig Pawson. And I was a bit surprised why he's giving that free kick. And Mendy is down injured now. There's Mane standing him as he goes to get the ball. Looks like he just catches him. Mendy is down. And he's limping. And ball is hit forward. And he's had a play for a throw to Liverpool. Came off the head of Marcus Alonso there. If you're just tuning in to us, thank you very much for choosing us as your alternative commentary on the FA Cup final. If you're out and about, we're bringing you this commentary today as Liverpool are having joy of possession and chances so far. Then is Andy Robertson coming forward, and Robertson goes for goal, and he's just over the bar in the end from the Liverpool left back, and a wonderful run forward from him as well. He just opened up for him. And here's Jack. Made sure that space was there and he just fires it just over there, did the Liverpool left back. Everything going well so far for Liverpool apart from the all important thing. Ball it in the back of the net. I think Klopp will be happy with the opening exchanges. 21 minutes gone here, still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. As Jorginho spins away. Thiago Alcantara wins the ball, but it's the angle of the tacklers. Didn't complain though. And that's the crossfield pass to Reece James. And now here is Antonio Rudiger. Marcus Alonso. Kovacic back. And now that's a wonderful crossfield pass from Thiago Silva. Mount finds James back into Mount. Right inside of the penalty area. Pulisic is there! And he's just wide. So lucky for Liverpool not to be behind after all the chances and excellent chances. First real attack and first real move that they've created. And that's a wonderful ball over the top from Thiago Silva. James and Mount link up well. And then a brilliant cutback. And he's just wide from Marcus along from Pulisic's free kick's been awarded for Liverpool. Under a foul of Jorginho. And it was a foul. The referee keeping his cards in his pocket so far, but fouls are going in. If you're just tuning into us, thank you very much. Liverpool and Chelsea is 0-0. Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea in the all yellow strip today. Liverpool in their traditional red. Right to left, Liverpool are attacking so far, and it remains goals. 24 minutes gone here. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 as we watch Thiago come forward for Liverpool. Good bit of play between him and Diaz, and then he loses out to Chalobah, who come forward. Here's Pulisic. Katie nipping in and getting the ball back. Kanate picking on Mohamed Salah well. And then Alonso nips in and gets the ball back for Chelsea. It's an end-to-end game now. Chelsea starting to get into the game and winning second balls, winning a few tackles, gaining some possession and momentum in the game. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline here. Thiago Silva with the ball across, chested down well. Chalobah, and now we've got Jorginho. And now here come Liverpool. Wonderful bit of play. Keita inside to Mohamed Salah. And Jorginho, Salah's not going to it as much just yet. Is Thiago, is innocent to Alexander Arnold, should I say. Now Diaz, Mane, Thiago to Kanate to Henderson, and now Keita, Alexander Arnold. Decent players, Mane. Good bit of play out wide. Here's Andy Robertson who can come forward for Liverpool. Luis Diaz, crossfield pass to find Naby Keita, who's in more of a right back spot. Henderson inside of him, and he finds him. Alexander Arnold then was in midfield in the past few minutes. And Keita seemed to have swapped places. Alexander Arnold inside to Thiago Alcantara. Henderson, Thiago Alcantara's pushed off, advantage Liverpool as Thiago Alcantara was fouled. Keita's lost and now Chelsea can come away. Pulisic has possession. And now Rudiger. It's Jorginho. Edouard Mendy. And Chelsea just keeping possession at the back at the moment. And Kovacic. Wasn't the easier passes from Chalobah. Kovacic again. And he's given away. Now James for Mason Mount. Here's Pulisic. Alonso's left. Lukaku in front. Into us. Marcus Alonso first. Real save from Chelsea. And that's a fantastic save from Alisson out to meet him at the right time. Here's Alexander Arnold. Here's Mane. As Liverpool try to come forward now. Here's Diaz. Wonderful play. Remains goalless. Coming up towards 27.5 minutes gone here. Chelsea nil, Liverpool nil. If you just run into us here on Country Up, let us know what you think of the game so far. Are you reckon this game is going to end today? Alisson has picked up possession. Alisson needs. He's picked up an injury to his right knee. And as we just see this chance again, let's have a look see what happened. And Alonso just does catch him. And just watch this and that's a fantastic bit of play. Alisson's down injured. Paul says it's similar to the League Cup final. Both sides having chances. Very difficult to say where it's going to go. And that's from my observations being as well, Paul. To be honest, as Alisson is still down receiving some treatment as we keep you in close some other action that's taken place today. Alisson still getting some treatment. As we watch this again here, he's just a follow through that catches him. And he does catch him there. The studs of his left boot from Alonso just catch Alisson on his right knee. Alisson should be okay, and hopefully he is. For Liverpool. Gravine Kelleher is going to warm up some preparations just in case he needs to come on. He scored a decisive spot kick in the FL Cup win for Liverpool against Chelsea earlier this season, did Gravine Kelleher. He's now Republic of Ireland's number one goalkeeper, Gravine Kelleher. As Liverpool will try and come forward. Here's Virgil van Dijk to Kanate. Good ball into Kay Turney, gives possession away there. Kay Turney's the throw to Chelsea. And now Mo Salah's just gone down. Thiago and Mane having a chat with him, see what's wrong while the physio comes on. It feels more like a groin sort of injury for Mohamed Salah. So we'd have to make a substitution, and if Liverpool would have to come off, if Salah has to come off for Liverpool, I'd think you may see probably Diego Jota. And it looks like Diego Jota's getting ready, so it looks like it's the end for Mohamed Salah. Diego Jota getting a few instructions while Salah is down on the floor. Just to remind you what's coming up on the channel later this week. and I'll tell you about that in a second. As Salah's walking off, looks like he's going to be substituted for Liverpool. He's clapping the fans, so looks like he's going to come off. Coming up live tomorrow on the channel, we've got the Women's FA Cup final between Manchester City and Chelsea, with Nicholas Jones, the man on the commentary for that one. That's our next live offering that we've got on the channel. Salah going straight into the treatment table as Diego Jota is on for him. As that's the first change of the FA Cup final, and a big blow for Liverpool to lose Mohamed Salah early on. 34 minutes gone here, still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Not really missed much apart from some chances which Chelsea have had going into it, and had a few chances. Liverpool having some chances. Here's Jota now, substitute for Thiago, and now he finds Van Dijk, and now Henderson. And there's a switch of formation. Diaz. Switch of the front three maybe at the moment. Thiago to Mane. To get it to Mane. Out wide now to Diego Jota. Diego Jota to Alexander Arnold. Diego Jota. And now Henderson. Kanate. As Liverpool come forward, here's Jota. Here's Alexander Arnold. And Alexander Arnold goes for goal. His shot is blocked by Shalabar. To Thiago. And Andy Robertson. Onside. Diaz. Thiago. Alcantara. Here's Alexander Arnold. Now into Navigator. Good play this. Still 0-0. It's James for Diaz, and it's out of play for a throw to Chelsea. Wonder which way the referee was going to give, Mr. Foster was going to give that then. Don't think even he knew which way to give it. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Chelsea. As Chelsea having to do some defending. It's Thiago Alcantara. Now it's with Robertson. Now Diaz. Mane drops deep away from Shalabar. Luis Diaz. Toying with the Chelsea defence at the moment, Liverpool. On the edge of boxes. Alexander Arnold. Henderson. Navigator. Chelsea from the ball back as Pulisic to Alonso. I'm looking at Alonso doing now. He has to go back. And Keita gets the ball back. Jota. Here's Henderson. Sadio Mane. He's fouled, is he? No. Pulisic does well under pressure there. Now feeds Lukaku. Back to Reece James. Kovacic. Shalabar. Thiago Silva. Jorginho. Rudiger. Alonso. Jorginho. Alonso again. Pulisic. Back to Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger inside. Wonderful ball over the top from Jorginho into Romelu Lukaku. And he wouldn't stick to him, and Van Dijk we just made sure he won't stick to him, and that's a good bit of play in the end, and good bit of movement in the end as we see this movement come forward. Luis Diaz on now. And one is mistimed his challenge there in the end on Chelsea skipper Jorginho. As we just see this one, it's a very late one on there by Sadio Mane, so definite free kick should be awarded there, and he was, and Liverpool have got the ball back. Now navigated, Diego Jota. Jota tried to pick out Diaz, who went down off the ball, nothing given. Reece James was next to him. Jurgen Klopp having a word with the fourth official, who's not said anything there. David Coote to Craig Pawson. As over the top towards Reece James. Liverpool defending well, and now it is Luis Diaz. Henderson. And now Liverpool just knocking the ball around well. Here's Thiago into Keita. Alexander-Arnold does well. Remains scoreless. Here's Keita again. Jota. Back it goes. Here's Van Dijk who gives the ball after Thiago can't pick out. I know. Lukaku's inside the penalty from Mount. Trying to pick out Mason Mount again, but defended well by Konate and Henderson, and Liverpool came back as Thiago Alcantara gifted Chelsea the possession, yeah? They had more time than what it did. In the end, is Van Dijk, Thiago Alcantara, Sadio Mane. 5 minutes to half time, and it remains 0-0. And he's had a play for a throw to Chelsea. Reece James will take. 2 Liverpool legends in the crowd, Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush. Should I say, or should I say Sir Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush? And now here is Alexander-Arnold. To Jota. Now Keita. Step overs. Up against Rudiger. And he finds Diaz. Near side of the right is Luis Diaz. Now Alexander-Arnold into Jota to the penalty area. Back to Thiago Alcantara. Now it's Jordan Henderson. Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold with the ball in, looking towards Diego Jota. Chalobah heads the ball away. And he's had a play for a throw. Andy Robertson to take. He needs movement. He's got Mane down the line there. Here's Jota. Going towards the final few minutes of the first half. 42 minutes gone. It remains Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. As Konate fires an effort just over the bar. in the end there. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline. Edouard Mendy to take the goal kick for Chelsea, looking to get the ball moving forward. England boss Gareth Southgate, alongside his assistant Steve Holland, inside their stadium, Wembley, where England play their matches. And they're just watching on. Here's Mendy, who is believed to be, well, some Liverpool fans may call us time wasting there, but in the end, he's ball forward looking towards Alonso, can't pick him out, and he's out of play for a throw. And I don't know to gets the ball back from Sadio Mane, and now Diego Yotta's through. Was a foul being given by Naby Keita, and I think he was a foul in the end. Let's have a look. Yes, it was a foul by Naby Keita. Jorginho clears the ball then he steps across him. So that was a foul there. He did well. Lukaku brings it down, and now here's Alonso. Marcus Alonso is out of play for a throw to Chelsea. 0-0. Final 60 seconds or thereabouts of normal time to go, and there'll be a fair bit of added time, you would think. Still goalless. Just to remind you, if anyone's just joining us, Mohamed Salah was forced off through an injury, and he was replaced by Diego Jota, who came on. Mane's through. Here's Diego Jota. Anderson to Thiago Robertson. Jota just over. And that's the best chance of the first half for Liverpool. Really, for me. Wonderful ball in. And that is a fantastic ball in. Diego Jota. He tried to the target, their keeper come out. I think he tried to flick it over him, but got a bit too much on it, so we'll just get a little touch. As we've just found out now, we have got 4 added minutes at the end of this first half. It remains goals between Chelsea and Liverpool. And Alisson comes out really well there to claim the ball, as Pulisic almost in for Chelsea. As the ball is given away by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Marcus Alonso will take the throw-in for Chelsea. Mounts there. Pulisic now. Through the legs to Jorginho and through to Lukaku, who fires it over. First time he had to do that because Van Dijk was right behind him and put him off. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. The onside here, Pulisic gets it into Jorginho's onside, and so too is Lukaku. And that's a big chance for Chelsea, and Lukaku on his left foot as well for Lukaku, and just fired it first time over the bar. And now it's a free kick to Liverpool. Jorginho is down, but it's a free kick to Liverpool. Free kick's gone against him. Foul on. Went against Chalobah for foul on Mane, and then Mane fell into Jorginho. In the end, no goals. Timo Werner on the bench. There, I wonder if we'll see his pace in the second half at some point as that ball's over the top and out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. Still goalless. If you're just joining us here, On the commentary of the other alternative commentary, FA Cup final, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. As we see two of the four almost up. We'll play three of the four at a minute of the end of this first half. Into the final minute of the first half, still 0-0 as Canate finds Alexander Arnold. Diogo Jota. Rudiger stands his ground to get the ball back as Alonso plays it downfield to Romelu Lukaku. Van Dijk heads away to Canate just over the head of Lukaku, who was right on him as Alexander Arnold hits the ball over the top and he runs through to Mendy. And we're coming up towards the final 30 seconds of the first half. It remains goalless, and I think that's where it's going to be at the end of this first half. Unless Chelsea can conjure something from this attack here as Alonso cuts inside. And back it goes to Thiago Silva. Over the top looking for Reece James. Reece does, but James wins a throw, but it won't be time for that throw in. As Gray Paulson blows his whistle for the first half, and he's goalless either way. Liverpool the better of the two sides in the first half. Start off really, really well. Saved by Mendy, Chelsea, then Chelsea come back into him. Alisson made some saves as well. But in the FA Cup final at half time, it is Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. I'll take a 50-minute break, and when we return, it'll be time for the second half. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 at the break. Welcome back to Wembley Stadium. Uh, to the pictures from Wembley Stadium, should I say, as the Chelsea take on Liverpool in the FA Cup final. Welcome back to the commentary coverage of the match between Chelsea and against Liverpool from Wembley in the FA Cup. Which will remind you of the first, remind you of the team news. There's just the one change which happened in the first half to both sides. Is Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Rudiger. For Chelsea, James, Jorginho, Kovacic and Alonso, Mount and Pulisic behind Lukaku. As for Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, Keita, Henderson, Thiago, Alcantara, Jota, Mane, Diaz. Jota replaced Salah in the first half. On the bench for Liverpool is Kelleher, Milner, Firmino, Gomez, Jones, Tsimikas, Origi and Matip. For Chelsea's bench is Kepa, Arrizabalaga, Kante, Werner, Loftus-Cheek, Barkley, Ziyech, Azpilicueta, Aves and Sarr. As here is Raul leaves who's offside for Pulisic again. Alonso's in the back post. Marcus Alonso just wide for Chelsea. And that's the first real chance of the second half for either side. And it's come for Chelsea straight away. And he took about 40 seconds in. And that's a wonderful bit of play. You see, Mount is just offside. He knows he's offside. So Pulisic chases his own ball, crosses it to the back post. Alonso fetches it down well and fires a shot just wide of the post. Here's Pulisic, shot saved by Alisson. Thanks for Lukaku. How wide now? Kovacic back to Rudiger. Jorginho, but now he goes to Thiago Silva. Now Chelsea started the second half well. Here's Reece James onside. Up against Luis Diaz and Reece James wins a free kick to Chelsea. Good fantastic stuff to the second half for Chelsea. Wonderful bit of play. And you just see this again. He's holding him. He gets the cross. Doesn't get the ball. Takes him down. And Chelsea, so the second half, have been absolutely fantastic. And Alisson has been forced into a save early on as Chelsea win a free kick. Is Reece James and Marcus Alonso stood over. Will it be a out swinger or an in swinger here? It will be an in swinger from the left foot of Marcus Alonso as Reece James, who was fouled, moves away from him now. Alonso goes for goal off the bar. Rudiger. Back is Jorginho. Kovacic with the ball forward. Looking for Alonso. Who can't get there. And that's behind for a goal kick. And Chelsea, what a fantastic start to the second half. Chelsea has started really, really well in this second half. And just looking at this free kick here from Alonso, and he just comes off on the bar. Lukaku with the ball in, off of Van Dijk. But it's a free kick to Liverpool because there was an offside against the Chelsea forward there. Whatever Tuchel said at half time has done the job so far, I think. Still 0-0 between Chelsea and Liverpool. Yeah. Liverpool got Alexander-Arnold down the line. Chips Woods brings it down on the chest of Thiago Silva. Said it's on off 150th anniversary of the FA Cup as well. So at half time you saw Wes Morgan was there, formerly of winning with Leicester City. Alan Clark who won it with Leeds United. Now, here is Chelsea with James in possession in the final today. 4 minutes gone over the second half, and it remains Chelsea nil, Liverpool nil in the FA Cup final. But they had one substitution so far. It is Jorginho to Alonso. Alonso goes to the ground and is fouled. Ben Chilwell's there, who's not involved today. Ben Chilwell is out injured at the moment. Is the Chelsea left back, the former Leicester City player. But he's sad there, just behind the dugout, watching his side take on Liverpool. As James plays the ball for Lukaku down the right hand side, but he's cut out by Alisson in the end, and Alisson finds Van Dijk. Now Robertson. Robertson ricochets off of ball, ricochets off Mason Mount, and Chelsea gets a throw and take it quickly. Sadio Mane sends it off another halfway. Katie goes ahead of him, but instead he goes out wide to Henderson. Jota even. Down there to Keita. Keita now. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Crossed into us. Andy Robertson and just wide. Came into the back post. Unmarked. Did Andy Robertson. And Liverpool's just goes begging. And Robertson just runs in unmarked. And he just comes off him in the end. And he just comes off his knee. He should connect with, we could have connected with properly. Andy Robertson to Van Dijk. It's Liverpool. Oh, it's got 6 minutes going in the second half. It's still goalless between Chelsea and Liverpool in the FA Cup final. Canate finds Jota. Good bit of play from Jota. Gets it back from Keita. Now Henderson. Alexander-Arnold. Here's Jota. Luis Diaz. Diaz are just wide. Just wide from Luis Diaz in the end for Liverpool. And judging by Diaz's reaction, he wasn't too far wide, and that's a fantastic chance as he dropped his shoulder away from James in Kovacic, just wide in the end. And it is just wide, not too far wide. Mendy was scrambling to his right hand side to try and keep that ball out if he was on target, but he couldn't get there in the end. He's still goalless. Hopefully we don't have a goalless draw here this afternoon, early evening. Coming to us 6 o'clock in the evening here in the UK. As Alexander-Arnold is the ball down the line for Sadio Mane, and he's fouled by Thiago Silva. It remains goalless between Chelsea and Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take a free kick for Liverpool. It's highlight from Chelsea as the ball comes in towards the penalty area. Breaks away. Chelsea will try and counter-attack with Mason Mount. Now still going, and he's fouled by Van Dijk in the end. Free kick to Chelsea. Foul on Mount by Van Dijk. The Liverpool defender brings him down there. Does Van Dijk doing a replay on the monitor, and that was a definite foul by the Dutchman. As we just watch Thiago Silva turns away from his man, Jorginho. To Shalaba, now James. Comes inside, right touch on inside his own half, and a brilliant ball out wide from Jorginho to Alonso, and Alonso with the ball, they're looking for Lukaku, and Alisson's there quickly. Now Alisson throws it out well. Thiago Alcantara onto Alexander, and now Henderson gets caught. Chelsea get the ball back. Here's Rudiger. Pulisic goes inside. Still going Pulisic. He's had a penalty at Pulisic. Still going. Up against Jota. Now Alonso. Crossed in towards Lukaku. Headed away by Robertson. Back towards Mount by Kovacic. And now Reece James across. Pulisic was in there. Alexander Arnold clears away. Back to Reece James. Still 0-0 here on the commentary hub. Shalava. Into Kovacic. Now Jorginho to James. On the right side. And then across to the far post where Alonso was driving. Well for a throw. But that's a fantastic bit of play for Chelsea. Chelsea got the momentum now, I'd have to say. 10 minutes in the second half, gone, it's still goalless. If you're just trying to see it, Chelsea, the better of the teams that started the second half. Will one of these teams come out on top in 90 minutes today? Or will we have a penalty shootout like we did when the teams met in the Carabao Cup final back in February? Jorginho coming forward for Chelsea. Alexander Arnold wins the ball back. Liverpool win a free kick. 11 minutes gone in the second half. Alexander Arnold finds Thiago as Liverpool will try and attack and try and get the opening goal of the game. Wonderful bit of play as Keita finds Henderson into Alexander Arnold. Wonderful ball into Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz sees James get back at him and clear away. Shallow to Kovacic and Mason Mount can't get there. It's out of play for a throw to Liverpool as Liverpool will try and come quickly back at Chelsea. He's still goalless if you're just joining us here on the commentary. What have you made to the game so far? What have you made to the FA Cup final so far? Let us know. You can do so. Tweet us at Commentary Live 1 off or message us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Today's player of the match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services, the excellent Commentary Services. And speaking of Commentary Services, they would like to thank our official broadcast partners for the season, JDAF Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. And also Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. You can visit their website, melonapp.com. Don't forget, we've got more live football tomorrow on the Commentary Hub. It's the return of the Women's FA Cup final, where Chelsea will be in action again. They're taking on Manchester City in the Women's FA Cup final. You can hear that with Nicholas Jones on the Commentary Hub tomorrow. In the Men's FA Cup final, it's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, 58.5 minutes gone. If you're just tuning into us. 13.5 minutes gone in the second half. Lukaku commits a foul on Konate and Chelsea will have to do some defending. There's Robertson for Liverpool. Here's Thiago Alcantara into Virgil van Dijk. 59 minutes gone here. Remains goalless. Luis Diaz Just all the way from it. Thiago Silva. Liverpool looking for a free kick. Craig Paulson says no. It's Mendy. Where's all Silva today? Thiago gets there, Luis James, and now it's Luis Diaz against Shalabar, and comes off the Liverpool man and is behind for a throw, and he come off the Liverpool man in the end, who was peeling for the throw himself. Diaz. Here's Andy Robertson. Mane. Here's Keita. It's Diego Jota just wide. Diego Jota firing just wide for Liverpool. Best opportunity for Liverpool at the start of the second half. And they really should have taken that opportunity as well. It's just wide in the end. Still 0-0. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got commentary of the Women's FA Cup final with Nicholas Jones' Manchester City against Chelsea. Could Chelsea win the men's and the women's FA Cup final this season? Could have a Chelsea double in the FA Cup. Chelsea win a throw. 61 minutes gone here, still goalless. Jorginho to Alonso. Liverpool win a throw-in. Pressure from Jota. And Alonso sees the Chelsea man put out for a throw. Alexander Arnold to take. Just further in front, down the field from just where the dugouts are. Thiago to Robertson. Robertson with a dangerous ball in. Behind. And then headed behind by Alonso. Where's the attacker there going for this ball from Robertson? Wonderful ball. Bounce once and then should be attacking now Liverpool. And Alexander Arnold across there to take the corner. As to is Thiago this time. Thiago to Alexander Arnold, who whips the ball in. Anderson keeps the ball in play. Andy Robertson. It's the ball forward. Canate tries to go on the end of it. Tries to get there first. Reece James gives the ball away to Alexander Arnold, whose cross is blocked off Rudiger and behind for another corner to Liverpool, and Liverpool fans behind that goal sensing the momentum swung back in their favour. And can we see a winner here in this game? Remains goalless. If you're just joining us here on the commentary up. Canate's up from the back. Van Dijk too. Alexander Arnold this time whips it in. It's the back by Henderson. And Mendy just claims it well in the end. And we've played 80 minutes of the second half. And it is still 0-0 here on the commentary up. Anderson wins the first header. Thiago gets the ball back to Robertson. Just to get back their initiative as it looks like slow. Chelsea will make a substitution with N'Golo Conte coming on. Will it be for Kovacic, who was a bit of a gamble putting him in today after his injury against Leeds? As here is Thiago Alcantara into Keita. Plays it to Alexander Arnold. It's low cross. Not being dealt with by Chelsea. It's cleared away by Kovacic, and now Anderson to Robertson. Thiago Alcantara. Anderson again. Naby Keita. Anderson gets it back. Sadio Mane. Jota. Thiago Alcantara joins up again. Naby Keita is out of penalty. Keita with the shot is saved by Mendes. It was a fantastic save to his right hand side. And that's a fantastic save by Edouard Mendes, and N'Golo Kante getting ready to come on for Chelsea. He'll be appearing in his fourth FA Cup final. He'll appeared only won one of the previous three. Will it be for Kovacic? Maybe. As Chelsea will make their sub now. And it is Mateo Kovacic who's coming off. N'Golo Kante comes on. Kovacic has done well to last 66 minutes following his injury. Against Leeds the other day. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Mount on to Reece James. Switches the play to the left to Alexander, to Alonso, cleared away by Henderson. Jota's there. Comes off Rudiger, who's appearing in his final FA Cup match as he's heading off to Real Madrid at the end of the season. So his final FA Cup appearance, Rudiger will be hoping to win the FA Cup. Alexander Arnold as a throw for Liverpool there. Throws it down the line. Heads away. Rudiger's there to Marcus Alonso. And Alonso hits it forward. And here's Mount into Alonso. Back to goal. And Alonso's away from the penalty. Back it goes to Antonio Rudiger. Now Thiago Silva. Crossfield ball to Alonso. Into Mason Mount. Towards Lukaku. Breaks for Reece James. James. Puts it back. Pulisic. And he's just wide from the Chelsea man, and that's a fantastic effort there. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Neither side have really tested the keeper in the second half. They've had chances which have just gone wide or blocked. As Chelsea give the ball away to Naby Keita. Here's Mane. Does well. And then goes down into Jota. Now Thiago Alcantara. Into Luis Diaz. Diaz goes inside and just scales out one over the bar. And that's just gone close there as Liverpool trying to get the breakthrough. With one yet to get the breakthrough in the end in this fantastic effort. Wonderful cut inside as that is a curling effort just over. It remains 0-0 between Chelsea and Liverpool in the FA Cup final. If you're tuning to us while you're out and about, let us know what you're doing this afternoon, early evening. Let us know where you think the FA Cup is heading. And here, Pulisic towards the penalty cleared away. As here is Alexander Arnold up to Diaz, who wins a free kick as Liverpool will look to come forward. It looks like James Milner is about to come on for Liverpool as well. Out of contract to the end of the season is James Milner. Will it be one of his final appearances for Liverpool today as Shalabah is down? Is James Milner still gets some final instructions before he can come on for Liverpool? He remains goalless though. Nothing that VAR Paul Tini's had to get involved with yet, which is a good thing. That is very quiet from in terms of VAR decisions. Also, it's so difficult to say who's going to win this, and I agree both teams have had their chances, but normally taken them. 71 minutes gone in the second half. 26 minutes gone in the second half as it's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, 71 minutes on the clock. As is Reece James. Cuts himself from the right hand side touchline and feeds in to Thiago Silva. Now Rudiger. Down the line he goes to Marcus Alonso. There's Christian Pulisic. Cuts inside his Kante. Shot blocked. On the edge of the penalty. Now Naby Keita can come forward for Liverpool. Keita getting man through. He's got just through in. But Mendy's after his goal well and clears it long downfield. And he goes all the way through to Alisson from the Liverpool, from the Chelsea goalkeeper. So from one goalkeeper to the other there. Thiago Alcantara. Here's Ibrahim Konate. Trent Alexander-Arnold as Liverpool just continuing to play the ball round really, really well as they look to try and get something from the game and try and win the FA Cup. Looks like the Premier League may have gone for Liverpool now unless they can claw back the advantage that Manchester City have got. Man City in Premier League action tomorrow against West Ham United. So they could extend their lead even more before Liverpool play their next FA Cup ties. Here's a change now for Liverpool. We'll see Naby Keita replaced by James Milner. And Milner is always Liverpool player to play the FA Cup. Well, to play at Wembley Stadium, as here's Van Dijk who controls and has to chase after his control to keep the ball in play and keep Liverpool on possession. And now here's Luis Diaz. Across now into Thiago to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Anderson back to Trent, and now here's Konate. Now Chelsea just keeping Liverpool inside their own half for the moment. Liverpool can't get outside their own half when they've got the ball. Here's Thiago Alcantara to try and help Liverpool get outside their own half. As Rolls it to Canate. Canate gets the ball forward towards James Milner, who's onside. Good ball back to Diego Jota. Jota plays it through towards James. Goes through, gets to the same time as Milner, and Milner slightly late, and there's a free kick to Chelsea. Foul on James. Paul, I'm beginning to think our good friend Barry Swain was right with his prediction earlier on our group chat that we've got. He said it wasn't going to be 0-0 and penalties again. And we're hoping he was wrong, but it looks like that's going to be the case now. Let's have a look at some other predictions that people put in to let people know. Let's have a look. Luke says 3-0 Chelsea. Mike says 2-0 to Liverpool. Liam's saying 2-1 to Liverpool. Kieran says 1-1 after full time. 2-1 Liverpool after extra time. It's still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. It's a throw for Liverpool. Looks like Timo Werner maybe getting ready to come on for Conte through. Pulisic to the penalty. Goes into the box. Alexander Arnold gets there and makes a fantastic challenge to get back there. We've played 31 minutes of the second half. It is Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. If you're just joining us, thank you very much for joining us. If you've been with us from the start, hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage of the FA Cup final. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline. Corner to Chelsea, left hand side, to be taken by Mason Mount. Mount whips the ball in towards the 6-yard box, and Alisson is there to claim. And Alisson just throws the ball out well, and now Liverpool are just breaking quickly. It's Diego Jota. It breaks for Alexander Arnold. Thiago Alcantara gets there as it's took out by Reece James. And he gets a book in there. First one of the final, and this goes to Reece James, the first booking of the final. And Thiago Alcantara is still down. Jorginho steps over him. Just watch this again here. This Thiago Alcantara is breaking away. Gets it to through there. Gets Alexander Arnold gets it back. And then this is a challenge here. It is very, very late. And I think it could have been a red from the referee Greg Paulson, but I think the yellow card was sufficient enough. But I've seen them given for red cards. It's still 0-0. I'm towards the closing stages of the 90. We've played 33, coming up towards 39 minutes of the second half gone. It is still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. If you're just joining us here on the commentary of Robinson play the ball in. Pulisic gets it clear. Milner forward. Like it is a Liverpool man down inside the penalty area. Not sure it is. It's Stephen McCarthy, who's been helped up to his feet by Rudiger and Thiago Silva. It remains 0-0. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. 34 in the half minutes gone of the second half. Very, very soon we'll decide who's going to get our Player of the Match award. Player of the Match sponsor on the hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. You can visit their website, melonapp.com. Thiago Silva. Guess where we've committed a foul? Thiago gives the ball away. Pulisic is through. Gets to Kante. Now Lukaku. Lukaku with a low ball in towards Pulisic and is cleared away in there by Van Dijk for a throw. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. It's coming up towards the final 9 minutes of the 90. It remains goalless. If you're just tuning into us, where have you been for the rest of the game? You've not really missed much in terms of scoreline, but you've missed much in terms of action. Both teams have gone for it, but yet to get the breakthrough. Will we see a breakthrough goal before the end of the game? Alonso puts the ball across and it's cleared by Alisson. Lukaku went far away from it in the end as Alisson brought it into his chest. Some of the Chelsea fans watching are there. So balls up towards Luis Diaz. Can he get there? No. Flag went up for offside there. Now takes the ball forward for Liverpool as the throwing came in. Trying to work out why that was given as a throw when he was there. The offside flag went up. As Anderson gets the ball forward for Liverpool. Thiago Alcantara into Mane and he lets it run for Jota. Now when to Diaz and he just hits the post and wide. Outside of the post and it goes wide. Liverpool with a brilliant chance to take the lead. And now what a fantastic bit of play. Here's Diaz into Mane. That's just fantastic play. Jota into Mane. Onto Diaz and he's just hits the outside in the post, outside of the post and he goes wide. And that's a fantastic effort from Liverpool. But the Diaz has just gone close. He remains goalless at Wembley Stadium. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Wonderful ball into Luis Diaz from Thiago Alcantara. And Diaz switches to play well. James Milner with the ball in. Andy Robertson off the post! Liverpool fans going for the goal now is Luis Diaz and Diego Jota. Jota pulls the ball back. Cleared by Chalobah out for a throw. Here's Diaz, but this play has been stopped. Wonderful bowling from James Milner, and Andy Robertson just comes off the post. That's so unlucky for Liverpool. As Romelu Lukaku is replaced by Hakim Ziyech. Hakim. It goes behind for a goal kick. But I'm sure that should have been a corner there. Then the referee's got that one wrong. Then that's one of the ones that referee Craig Paulson's got wrong there in the end. It remains scoreless between Chelsea and Liverpool. Here's Thiago Silva to Shalabar. Chips the ball forward. Andy Robertson picks up for Liverpool and does well there. Andy Robertson balling towards James Milner and Diego Jota through the middle as well. Shalabar clears away. Robertson has it back forward. Ziyech flicks it on his Pulisic. And now Alonso trying to come forward for Chelsea. And balling towards Ziyech and he's given away. Now here's Andy Robertson. Thiago Alcantara. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold who's racing forward from right back. As Alexander-Arnold wins the foul. And a free kick from Mason Mount. Yeah, Liverpool in the Woodworth 3 times today, and it's been a fantastic, enthralling game. All that's been missing from this FA Cup final is a goal. Last year's FA Cup final, we saw a wonder goal to win it. Are we going to see a wonder goal to win this year's FA Cup final? Liverpool fans get behind their team. Andy Robertson over it, so too Trent Alexander-Arnold over this free kick for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the arm up. Alexander-Arnold pushes it into us. Van Dijk wins it over. And he did come off Van Dijk in the end. It looks like we may be going to extra time. In a minute we'll get the player of the match sponsor for you. We'll tell you who's going to win that in a moment. Who will it be? Here's Thiago Alcantara for Luis Diaz. And Luis Diaz is a penalty for Liverpool. Diaz pulls it back, looking for Osmane, but it's cleared. Then N'Golo Conte. And he's out of play for a throw to Liverpool. Liverpool, fantastic play. Thiago Alcantara. Here's James Milner. Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson with the ball in. And he's saved in the end by Edouard Mendy. I'd be interested to see who gets player of the match very, very soon. Let me know who you think should get player of the match. Let me know who would be in your nominations for player of the match today. We'll announce it as soon as the clock hits 90, our player of the match. Paul James says it's Salico revisited. It is. We're into the 90th minute. It's still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. If you're just tuning into it here on the commentary of it. So, Lico revisited. This man can keep the ball in play. Final 30 seconds of the 90, then we'll see how many minutes will be added on at the end of this FA Cup final, where we'll take a break if it does go to extra time. We'll have a look in a minute for how much is going to be added on. As Luis Diaz is away. Against Thiago Silva, and Diaz is there. Luis Diaz! Oh! Just wide from Luis Diaz, and he's not that far wide. We've got 3 minutes at a time. And as the 3 minutes at a time gone up, we'll give you the player of the match sponsor. Sponsored by Commentary Services. The player of the match today goes to Chelsea's number 3, Marcus Alonso. He has played so well this evening and this early afternoon, going into early evening, late afternoon. And that's a fantastic curling effort from Diaz in just wide. But Marcus Alonso's caused Liverpool problems when he's got forward for Chelsea. And Chelsea have had problems defending against Luis Diaz. It could have been anyone from any team, really. I've gone for Chelsea's left back. But will that be he be on the winning side who gets the player of the match? We'll find out shortly. As it looks like we might go to extra time. As it's a free kick to Liverpool. Foul on Sadio Mane. Paul James says Andy Robertson would have been his choice. Fair shout there, Paul. He was in the reckoning. But I've gone with his opposite number on the Chelsea side, Marcus Alonso. Taking a shot to Alexander Arnold. And then Arnold whips it in towards the back post. Does this there. Come towards Canate. And then he claims it. And that was a fantastic bit of play from Liverpool. Quick free kick. Taken quickly by Henderson. Trent Alexander-Arnold, wonderful ball in. Brilliant ball back in, and then Canate couldn't almost get there. It's 0-0 in the FA Cup final. It looks like we're going to go for extra time and potentially penalties. I agree, Paul. You can't take your eyes off this game. It's a fantastic match. We've seen at Wembley Stadium, just lacking the goal which will win it. Chelsea lost in the FA Cup last year 1-0 to Leicester. Will they lose this year's FA Cup 1-0 to Liverpool? And here's Thiago Alcantara with the ball over the top. Looking for the winner of Sadio Mane. He can't get there. Milner's chasing it down, and Milner putting under pressure Mendy. And Mendy gets it out well to Alonso. 3 minutes almost up. Extra time is moments away from us. Here's Rudiger. Into Thiago Alcantara. Silva. And just like the Carabao Cup final, we have got extra time to come. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. I'll be back in a few minutes for the start of extra time. Don't go away. You're listening to the commentary. It's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Welcome back to the commentary coverage of the FA Cup semi in the FA Cup final. It's extra time between Chelsea and Liverpool. Joel Matip has come on for Virgil van Dijk at the start of extra time for Liverpool. You're listening to the FA Cup final here on as the first period of extra time has just got underway between Chelsea and Liverpool. Craig Paulson just blowing his whistle in extra time. We'll bring you the team, remind you of the teams in a second. As Reece James comes forward for Chelsea. N'Golo Conte is Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Spanish Alonso, our player of the match. Here to Jorginho, back to player of the match, Alonso. Antonio Rudiger, switch of the play. And now it's with Reece James, brings it down well. Good bit of play this from Chelsea at the start of the first period of extra time. Cross is cleared. Is Sadio Mane. Kante gets back well to intercept. Now Rudiger comes forward for Alonso. Conte. Towards Pulisic. And Ziyech. Who's out? Here's Milner. Giving the ball away. Here's Chalobah. James. Conte. Chalobah. Running through the teams is Mendy in goal for Chelsea. Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Rudiger at the back. James, Jorginho, Conte and Alonso in midfield. Mount, Pulisic and Ziyech up front. The remaining subs for Chelsea. Kepa, Werner, Loftus-Cheek, Barkley, Azpilicueta, Havertz and Sarr. For Liverpool team, Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Matip, Robertson now, Milner, Henderson, Thiago Alcantara, Jota, Mane, Diaz. Remaining subs for Liverpool are Kelleher, Firmino, Gomez, Jones, Tsimikas, and Origi. And it's now on the plane. Just showing a photo there on monitors of Firmino, and he looked as though Bobby Firmino was falling asleep on the dugouts there. That's what he thinks of the game anyway. Probably falling asleep. He remains goalless, and if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub, you're listening to the FA Cup final. Chelsea against Liverpool. Edouard Mendy with the ball. Here is Jorginho across now to Thiago Silva. And now Chalobah. Reece James. Gets the ball through for Pulisic. Pulisic is onside. And Joel Matip gets back to defend well. He's behind for a corner. And Matip does really, really well there to get back in the end. Fantastic play from Joel Matip in the end to get back and block it off as Chelsea tried to come and take the lead in extra time. 3 minutes, going towards 4 minutes of extra time gone. It's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Clears away, comes out to Mason Mount, who flips it back in, sliced it back in, and now Henderson to Diogo Jota. Now they can counter attack, and it's Luis Diaz. Diogo Jota's in support, we were front, waiting for players to go up as well. Luis Diaz does well, but Conte does well to get back at him. Diaz does really can't get there. Conte does really well there on Golo Conte to get back across to defend that. Jorginho now. Back to the goalkeeper Mendy, who clears long downfield onto the chest of Alexander Arnold as he gives the ball away. Just Mendy. Now Liverpool will come forward again. Alexander Arnold gives the ball away to Alonso. And now Mount is good bit of play. Pulisic. Alonso. Hakim Ziyech is inside. Can get there. Canate go. Ziyech goes down. He looks for a penalty. Referee says no, get up. Fantastic chance from Canate going to the referee. I want to see a replay of that to see if it was a penalty from Canate, from foul by Canate. We'll have a look if I get a chance to have a look at a replay. Here is Thiago Alcantara. 5 minutes of extra time gone. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Here is Luis Diaz. Henderson. Here's Alexander Arnold. Liverpool just keeping the ball well as Alisson has possession now. Here is Joel Matip. Back to Alisson. That's a wonderful ball across there towards Robertson. After a throw to Chelsea. He remains goalless. Liverpool won a shootout to 2005-06. Last time they won the FA Cup after 3-3 after extra time. They won it on penalties against West Ham. Can they win it again on penalties? Here's Boyd Mane. May have other ideas. Rudiger pulls him down, does he? Not according to the referee Craig Pawson or his assistant. Is now Chelsea will come away. Here's Alonso, our player of the match. Away from Milner. Away from Alexander Arnold to Conte. Rudiger now. Mount. Conte. Rudiger. Here's Thiago Silva. Now it's Chalobah to Pulisic. Here's James. Bobby Firmino looks like he's going to come on for Liverpool shortly. Here's Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso. His ball is cut out by Diogo Jota. And it's a Chelsea throw. Luis Diaz is coming off. And Roberto Firmino will come on for Liverpool. He's played well there. As Liverpool fans sing, "Si, senor, give the ball to Bobby and he'll score." It's their famous chant for Bobby Firmino. As he comes on, Diaz gets a nug from Jurgen Klopp after his performance today. 98 played just over the 8, played full 90 minutes and then 18, around about, just about 8 minutes in stoppage time. In extra time, should I say. Alexander Arnold gave him an high five as he came off as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain on the bench gave him a high five as he went to sit down on one of the subs bench. And then just behind the subs that are not involved. One of the players not involved for Liverpool today. Here's Reece James. All it was a penalty area. Breaks for Mason Mount. Mount goes for goal and is wide. Behind for a goal kick. It remains goalless between Chelsea and Liverpool. Here's Mane. Just works together ball back. Here's Robertson against Ziyech. And Ziyech wins it off. Obviously is Kante to Pulisic. Now Alonso. Turns back to Rudiger. Into Chalobah. And now back to Reece James. James down the line for Ziyech. Ziyech threw the ball in. And Pulisic trying to get a dot to, and then there comes up Alexander-Arnold and it's behind for a corner. Good bit of play in the end. And I'm hoping Barry's wrong. He did say 0-0 and penalties again, did Barry earlier on today. I'm hoping he gets a wrong ways, goes to penalties. I hope someone scores one in this. You know, who does. There's a ball's in towards the penalty area, cleared away. Here's Alonso. Mount. Tries to get the ball in and it's blobbed down for yet another corner to Chelsea. Chelsea panning on the pressure at the start of extra time. If you're just tuning into us, where have you been for the game? Played 100 minutes on the clock. 100 minutes on the clock. 10 minutes of extra time. It's still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. No goals yet. Cleared away by Robertson. Now Mount, the corner taker, against Thiago Alcantara. To Jorginho. Alonso. 30 yards out. Mount on this near side of the left. Right. He went to fair one by Thiago Alcantara. Got it to referee Craig Paulson. Gives a free kick there to Chelsea. To Liverpool for a foul. To Chelsea for a foul by the Chelsea man. Free kick to Chelsea for a foul by the Liverpool man on the Chelsea man, Mount. Ziyech is across there. He's weighing up his options to pull this free kick in. Watching Liverpool wanting to keep an eye line here. Can they do that? Ziyech to take. Whips the ball in. Goes behind for a corner. To Chelsea. Came off Matip in the end, I think. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline. In swinging corner here, what can this do? Played it towards a penalty area and it's just over. From Thiago Silva, no real trouble on Alisson's goal there. It remains goalless between the two sides that have played so far today. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. 12 minutes of the extra time, 102 minutes gone. Up towards 103 minutes in the game, and it's still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. You can't tear your eyes off this game. It's been a fascinating game, and I hope you've enjoyed the commentary that you've heard so far in the FA Cup final. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Still awaiting that elusive first goal to get. And commentary services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, melonapp.com. Commentary services would like to thank our broadcast partners for the season, JDAP Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. It's Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 if you're just joining us here on the commentary. Where have you been? You've not missed anything in terms of goals. We've missed loads in terms of chances for both sides, but they've failed to tear them. And now is Milner Gets the ball forward. Mane can't get found Firmino. It's now it's Henderson. Firmino. Henderson's there after Pulisic gave the ball back to Liverpool. As Liverpool gave the ball away. Is Thiago Alcantara to Robertson. Back to Thiago Alcantara. James Milner wants it and gets it to Jota. Now it's Alexander Arnold. Alexander Arnold gets there into Jota. Now James Milner in towards Alexander Arnold, cleared away by Thiago Silva, and that's cleared away. Alexander Arnold down the line to James Milner on the left side of the penalty area. His cross is blocked off of Rudiger, and he's out for a corner. Will there be time for this corner to be taken? Still 0-0. If you're just joining us, you've not missed anything just yet here on the commentary. We'll be bringing you the trophy presentation as well at the end, so you'll be able to listen to the trophy presentation. Alexander Arnold whips the corner in, punch clear by Mendy, comes out to Thiago Alcantara, Henderson puts the ball back in, cleared away, and there is the half-time whistle in extra time. And it remains Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 at half-time in extra time. And it looks as though we might be heading for the dreaded P word. Very, very at the end. We could get Barry. Barry could be getting the prediction spot on earlier when he asked for predictions earlier today. 0-0 at half time. Then we'll take a quick break. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back very shortly for the second period of extra time in a minute or so. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage, getting ready for the start of the second period in extra time. It is currently Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 in extra time. If you're just joining us here on the Commentary Hub, we'll bring you the second period of extra time, and then if it goes the distance to penalties, we'll bring you the penalties as well. There's no, if you think it's going to go to penalties, will it be Lico revisited where he ended on, where was won on penalties? Ruben Loftus-Cheek is coming on for Chelsea, and so too has Piliqueta. It's for Pulisic and Shalabar. So there's the two changes for Chelsea at the start of extra time. So just running through the teams now is Mendy in goal for Chelsea, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva and Rudiger, James, Jorginho, Conte, Alonso, Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Ziyech. For Liverpool, it's Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Matip, Robertson, Milner, Henderson, Thiago Alcantara, Jota, Mane, Firmino. This is Loftus-Cheek for Chelsea. It's Mane, wonderful ball. Milner tries to back heel into Henderson, gives the ball away. It's Ziyech. Ziyech is for it is Alonso, but Henderson's bad there to cover. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold gets the ball forward towards Jota. Then Jorginho goes down. Go trip by Firmino on the Chelsea man. Here's Reece James. Puts the ball in. And then Ronald in. And Ziyech tangled inside the penalty area. Then nothing given according to the ref by Craig Pawson. They did have a look. VAR Poulting had a look. And they say play on there. There was a pull back by Alexander-Arnold. There's a bit of tussling. Jota and Rudiger. They're being spoken to by Craig Pawson now. Jota lifts the ball forward. James underneath it with pressure from Mane, but it does well to clear away. And now here's Alonso. Marcus Alonso, our player of the match, over on that far side. Down line to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ruben Loftus-Cheek inside the penalty area. Ziyech is there. Loftus-Cheek in the middle. Joel Matip does well. And then Arnold, wonderful ball towards Jota, who's onside. Jota tries back to Andy Robertson. Mount intercepts. And Chelsea can clear away. Jorginho falls between N'Golo Conte. Conte gets it past Konate. Oh, recovers well to get back across there. Chelsea saying he blocked. Conte there, nothing given. Fantastic bit of defending there from Ibrahim Konate for Liverpool there. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. Reaction of the draw presentation will be done live today before we end our coverage. If you're just tuning in to us, where have you been? It's been a fantastic FA Cup final despite what the scoreline says. I can't take my eyes off of the screen. Today is Alexander Arnold to Matip. Thiago. And I can tell who that was. And he gives the ball away. Foul. Not out for a throw to Chelsea's Liverpool make a substitution. Kostas Tsimikas comes on. Tsimikas is on there. Going to Chelsea, taken by Reece James. Reece James is going for a walk to take the throw in. Cannot heads it away. He's out of play for a throw to Chelsea. Reece James again. Looks like Van Dijk's injured. Fabinho's there too. Who's missed today's game through injury. He's out of play for a throw to Liverpool. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. In the FA Cup finals, 112 minutes gone. It remains 0-0. If you're just joining us, where have you been? You missed a pulsating game which has not had a goal to decide it. As Liverpool and Chelsea are looking more and more likely it will go to penalties. Here is Mount. Loftus-Cheek is onside. Loftus-Cheek with the ball in. Clifton. Alonso's in there. Milner's there. Liverpool can clear with Diego Jota. He is back to Alisson and now Ibrahim Konate. It remains 0-0. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 is the scoreline. Here's Henderson. Can Henderson inspire his side to go and win the competition? As here's Thiago Alcantara for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bobby Firmino brings it down on his chest. Advantage to Chelsea. Fernando Van Mane given away momentarily by Liverpool, but they've got it back now for a throw-in, which Konate will leave. We will have penalties potentially in about 5 minutes or so time if there's no minute for a winner. Conte gets the ball back to James. James gets it away from Diego Jota. In flick from Mount towards Loftus-Cheek to Miskas. Read that situation well. So Miskas. Now Konate. Henderson to Miskas. Konate. Free kick to Liverpool. We may be having penalties shortly, guys. So stay tuned if we do. It's a miscast to take the free kick. So I showed in the high line. Milner's there too to try and take it to try and confuse Chelsea. It's a miscast. Takes. In towards Firmino. Change over the post. Comes off Matip in the end and he goes behind for a throw. There's a Chelsea player down with cramp inside. It remains goalless here on the commentary hub. If you're just tuning in to us, should be a good match. Ross Barkley is about to come on, the former Everton man, for the final stages of the FA Cup. He has not featured for Chelsea, let me tell you this. Barkley's not featured for Chelsea since Middlesbrough in round 3 of the FA Cup. It'll be Ross Barkley to come on for Chelsea in a minute. Will Chelsea or Liverpool win it in extra time? Here's Mane. Begs for Milner. Anderson flicks the ball on. Chelsea clear away by Alonso. Thiago Alcantara heads it forward. Alonso gets it back to Rudiger for a throw. Excuse me. And Barkley has come on for Loftus-Cheek, who is limping, so a substitute has been substituted for Chelsea. Everton-born Ross Barkley is on. Liverpool win a free kick. 120th minute of the game. And it is still deadlocked at 0-0 at Wembley. It looks as though we will be having penalties like we did in the Carabao Cup final earlier this season. Just back in February between Liverpool and Chelsea. Will it be Anderson goes down. Jorginho says no. We've got a minute of added time before we go to penalties. It looks like we'll be heading for a penalty shootout and a repeat of the Carabao Cup final earlier in this season. Last chance for both teams here. Just a reminder that our player of the match today went to Marcus Alonso of Chelsea. Matty. Here's to Miss Cass. Timmy Cass. Crosses in deep. Alonso takes it away. He just giving us a chance to a bye. But there is the full time whistle after extra time. It is ended 0-0. After we're going to penalties in the Carabao Cup. In the FA Cup final, and we did in the Carabao Cup final earlier this season. So we're going to penalty shootout, guys. We'll be back when we get ready for the penalties. We'll be back shortly for the penalty shootout. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the commentary up for the FA Cup final. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the final so far. But we'll have penalties, and we're back very shortly for the penalties. Welcome back to the commentary ups coverage for the FA Cup final. Just want to say a big thank you to Paul James, who has listened into the commentary today. Penalties is about to happen shortly. He says, I have to go to work, but great commentary, Russ. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Paul. Penalties about to come live on the commentary up on YouTube and on Twitch. Commentary up 2 as well, and also Storm FM. It's the FA Cup final. It's 0-0 after 120 minutes in the FA Cup final today. And we will go to penalties. Henderson and Azpilicueta going through which side to take it at first. Will it be the Liverpool end or the Chelsea end? It's been taking place in the Chelsea end. And who's going to go first? So we'll be having penalties at the Chelsea's end of the Wembley Stadium. If you have enjoyed our coverage today, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like the video on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to make sure you hear more commentaries like this on the Commentary Hub throughout the remainder of this season and throughout the summer. Because in the summer, we've got the Women's European Championships. Tomorrow we have got the Women's FA Cup final. Manchester City against Chelsea is the game that is going to be taking place. Chelsea to go first, and it's in front of the Chelsea end of the penalties. Who will, and it's going to be Marcus Alonso first up for Chelsea. Who to take in front of their fans? Can Marcus Alonso take it now? In February, it was 11-10 on penalties to Liverpool. Will it be the same again today? Alonso steps up and Alonso has scored. The first penalty taken and the first penalty scored. It's Marcus Alonso. So first up for Liverpool is James Milner. The man with the experience, James Milner, up against Edouard Mendy. Will James Milner score here for Liverpool against Edouard Mendy? Milner, and Milner scores 1-1. And you got a touch to it. Next up, Chelsea. We will see Azpilicueta for Chelsea. Will he score here? Azpilicueta. And he hits the post. And Chelsea have blinked first in the FA Cup penalty shootout. Liverpool fans down at the far end celebrate. And Azpilicueta has missed. The Chelsea captain has missed. Thiago Alcantara to take Liverpool's second penalty to pull Liverpool in the lead. Thiago Alcantara scorer. Thiago steps up and he scores in the bottom left-hand corner. As Liverpool bottom right-hand corner of Mendy's goal. Reece James now, England's Reece James for Chelsea in the shootout. Can Reece James score? He was sent off against Liverpool in the league meeting back in August. Can he score here? Reece James, he does score. Chips it down the middle. 2 penalties. That was the third penalty for Chelsea, and he has scored there. Bobby Firmino for Liverpool. Can he score here in the shootout? Is We've had 3 penalties for Chelsea, 2 scored, 1 missed, 2 for Liverpool. Bobby Firmino. And he scores 3 after 3 penalties each. It is Chelsea 2, Liverpool 3. Liverpool have scored 100% in the shootout. Next up for Chelsea, Ross Barkley, who hasn't featured for Chelsea since the third round in the competition. Can he score? The former Everton player. Ross Barkley drills the ball home. It's 3 from 4 for Chelsea, and it is 3 from 3 for Liverpool. Next up for Liverpool, Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. And he make it 4-3 from Liverpool's 4th in the shootout. Trent Alexander-Arnold. He does. It's 4-3 to Liverpool in the shootout. Next up for Chelsea in the shootout for their 5th and final one is Jorginho. He missed for Italy in the Euros final for against England, and he missed the penalty against West Ham. Jorginho has to score for Chelsea. Jorginho. And he does score. 4-4. Chelsea have took 5. Liverpool have scored, have took 4. And it's 4 from 5 for Chelsea. Next up for Liverpool is Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane to win it for Liverpool. Can they do that? Last time Liverpool won a penalty shootout in the FA Cup final was the last time they won the FA Cup final, and that was back in 2005-06. It was against West Ham. Can they do it against Chelsea now? Can Sadio Mane win it for Liverpool? Sadio Mane, can he score here? He's saved by Mendy, and he keeps out. Sadio Mane's penalty will continue. It's 4-4 after 5 penalties each. Hakim Ziyech will next step up. sudden death penalty shootout now is Hakim Ziyech for Chelsea, and he scores. Anderson down the right way, with no stopping the penalty. Fantastic penalty for Chelsea. So now, next up for Liverpool. Who's going to step up for Liverpool now? Diego Jota has to score. If Diego Jota misses, Chelsea have won the FA Cup. Can Diego Jota score here? And Diego Jota does score. We will continue. What a penalty shootout so far. Is Mason Mount next up for Chelsea in the sudden death penalty shootout? Can Mount score here? No, it's saved by Alisson. More than the order for Mason Mount. Liverpool take the advantage. Liverpool could take advantage here. And it is Mikas, the left back, the substitute left back. He's never scored a goal for Liverpool. 26 on Thursday. Can he celebrate with a late penalty shootout here? Winner for Liverpool. And he does! Liverpool have won the FA Cup! 6-5 on penalties! Passes to Miskas, the left back. Wins it on penalties. 2 penalties missed for Chelsea by Azpilicueta and Mason Mount. 1 missed by Liverpool. It's Sadio Mane. But Liverpool are FA Cup champions for 2021-2022 season. 6-5 on penalties. What a game. What a final we have had. What a fantastic game. What a fantastic game to bring you. Liverpool have won the FA Cup. Final on penalties. Liverpool won the first time since 2006, and they've done it on penalties. They've won on penalties in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley, and they've won tonight as well. And Liverpool have won the shootout. Liverpool have won the FA Cup this afternoon. We will be back very shortly when we get the confirmation of the trophy presentations to be done, but it's finished Chelsea nil, Liverpool nil after extra time. Liverpool win 6-5 on penalties. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the FA Cup final. It was a fantastic game despite the game ending goalless and then going to extra time and still ending goalless and going all the way to penalties. And Liverpool won 6-5 on penalties. And earlier on in the season, Liverpool won on penalties against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. And they did very, very well today, did very, very well today. Fantastic performance from both. They did fantastic football today. Both teams played fantastically well, and they did. It was a fantastic game to cover, despite it being 0-0. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the coverage. You're just waiting for the presentation to happen, and then we'll give you the reaction there. The games are coming up thick and fast. If you want to watch some football, there's some football coming up on your TVs on the League Two playoff match between Mansfield and Northampton Town. That's coming up very, very. We won't be bringing you that one today, but we'll hopefully bring you the second leg of that one earlier on in the one day next week. We've got the Women's FA Cup final. Well, Chelsea have lost the men's today. But will the women win their FA Cup final tomorrow? They take on Manchester City. You can hear that game on the commentary hub with Nicholas Jones kick off at 2:30 for that one. As we just see the winning penalty from Costas Tsimikas. Cool as you like, sent the keeper the wrong way, and he finished it superbly well. It was when he put his to the ears in front of the Chelsea fans as he celebrated as Liverpool get their second cup trophy of the campaign in the bag. It was fantastic play from did fantastically well, and Klopp just celebrating like he normally does with his team. It was a fantastic performance. Chelsea just going up now to get their runners-up medal, so we shouldn't be long before we get the trophy lift happening on the commentary hub, guys, and we'll be bringing you that this evening. There is some fans of Liverpool still in the stadium. Looks like the Chelsea end has started to empty. The officials just come up there now as well. David Cruz there, Craig Pawson giving handshake and hugs to the rest of them. Chelsea going up to get their medals. The officials going up to get theirs. Here's Craig Pawson just going down to get his medal. And the officials are just going down to get their medals. Red smoke. There is the flares went off from Liverpool. The officials just getting their medals. And fantastic stuff in the end. As Belquetta really did there. Some of the Chelsea players they're just getting ready to decide. Well, is Belquetta leading the Chelsea team up to go and get their runners up medals, and then we'll be then very shortly following them up will be the Liverpool team to go and get their medals, and then the trophy lift at the end as well. We'll be bringing you the trophy presentation very, very shortly. Any goals that go in during while we're still in there between Mansfield and Northampton in the League Two playoff match. We'll bring it to you on the commentary. We'll let you know the score of that one. We'll go through some of the other scores as well just before we finish up on what's took place today. Very big thank you to everyone that's tuned into our coverage today. Big thank you to Paul James who left before the penalties started. Hopefully you all enjoyed. He says he enjoyed. It's a great commentary. He enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Paul, my friend. Chelsea just getting their medals now. Mason Mount just wiping his side of his eye as he makes his way down the steps. Thomas Tuchel at the back of the medal collection for Chelsea as the goalkeeper walking down. Chelsea, there's Jorginho getting his medal, and then Thomas Tuchel getting his as well at the end. Thomas Tuchel shaking hands as he walks past the floors up on the board where they get the winners. Here come the winners now, led by the Liverpool players walking up the stand there now. Two domestic trophies this season. The Liverpool players giving high fives to some of the fans and some of the people inside Wembley Stadium as we walk up the steps. The trophy with the red ribbon on it. And here is the trophy presentation about to get underway. I'll run you through the players as who come down on the board to get the medals. I'll let you know which players come down first. Here's Jurgen Klopp. And then it'll be James Milner, Andy Robertson, Sadio Mane, Naby Keita. Rest of the Liverpool players walking up. Virgil van Dijk last. Mohamed Salah there too. And here they get ready to come. Jurgen Klopp leading the way for Liverpool. Here's Jurgen Klopp first of all, followed by James Milner. Then Andy Robertson. Then Sadio Mane. Amongst those. Getting there, Naby Keita there too. Curtis Jones in there. Costas. Even McConaughey there as well. Anderson there in the back. Divock Origi there. As Joel Matip. Diogo Jota. Costas Tsimikas, the winning penalty taker. Kevin Kelleher there as well. Luis Diaz is there. Curtis Jones, as I previously mentioned. Joe Gomez, amongst the Liverpool players getting a medal today. Ibrahim Konate, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bobby Firmino there as well. Alisson Becker there, the goalkeeper. Virgil van Dijk, who went off injured after the 90 minutes. Thiago there as well. Mo Salah shaking hands with Petr Cech, who's in the crowd. Jordan Henderson's there too. Shakes hands with the Duke of Cambridge. He's getting ready to be lifted up the trophy. Jordan Henderson's there. Jordan Henderson's coming in. And the 8th time Liverpool have won the FA Cup. Liverpool are FA Cup winners 2021-2022 season. Congratulations to Jurgen Klopp and his team. The trophy gets held aloft by Jordan Henderson and the rest of his teammates as he goes down the line. Luis Diaz holds up the trophy and he's lost the lid. Joe Gomez lifts it up now. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He lifts it up. Alisson. He lifts it up as well. Bobby Firmino. He lifts it up. Mo Salah lifts it up. Virgil van Dijk will lift it up as well. Thiago. He lifts it up as well. And last, by no means least, Costas Tsimikas. He lifts it up as well. So thank you very much for listening to our coverage today. 3 hours and 22 minutes we've been on air. It's been the FA Cup final. It's been Chelsea against Liverpool. Thank you very much for listening. More of the team here at the Commentary Hub. Thank you very much for listening. And we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.